Day one of Bears training camp is officially a wrap. So let me give you guys my three biggest takeaways from day one. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. If you're a Bears fan, guys, please do hit that subscribe button down below. The season is so damn close. I cannot wait for actual football to take place. So if you guys want to be locked in to the latest and greatest with the Bears, man, please do hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. We got to talk about day one of training camp. Let's hop into it. So as mentioned, I got three takeaways. My first takeaway is none other than Ben Johnson and his intensity, because the man is intense. How intense are we talking? Well, in 11-on-11s, he basically threw out the first team to the sideline, benched them because they didn't get lined up properly. All right, he gave them an opportunity to do it, and when they couldn't get lined up properly twice, he basically sent them to the sideline. And you know what? That's not the first time it's happened. Obviously, we've had OTAs, we've had minicamp, and this is, what is basically the expectation now with Ben Johnson. The players know it. It doesn't matter if you're a starter, it doesn't matter if you're a bench player, it doesn't matter who you are. If you do not do what Ben Johnson needs you to do, you will not play. You will get benched. All right. So there will be punishment for that. And the intensity is so crazy, folks. Because we have not had this. This is hard, tough coaching in Chicago that we have not had. The complete 180 of the previous regime with Eberflus, who was just like the most beta, let things happen. It is what it is type of guy. Ben Johnson is in your face and lets you know when you mess up and does not accept mediocrity. That's the thing. If the Bears, got late to line up, people are like, oh, it's okay, we'll clean it up. No, we have to perfect things. Now, again, I know there's, something about being a stickler and a micromanager, but we're talking about a young football team. All right. When you turn into a veteran team and you've got a bunch of veterans who know what to do and you've been in the league for a while, yeah, you can ease off then. It's year one, all right? Ben Johnson's trying to install a system. He needs everything to be right, to be clean, to be executed perfectly, down to everything. So that's why you see this intensity. So the man wasn't cracking a smile today, and that is going to be the theme all throughout training camp. Hopefully, the Bears' first team offense doesn't get thrown out a lot because they won't be making mistakes anymore, but I'm not that worried in that sense because this is only going to make them better. All right, so that was the first takeaway, which is Ben Johnson's intensity. Takeaway number two, Luther Burton was not available, okay? And I'm not quite sure what's going on here to Luther Burton dealing with an injury. We need more details here, people, because the man just got a fully guaranteed contract. He should be out there. Again, if he is injured, then let's just get the full details out there because Luther Burton should be a big part of this offense, and Ben Johnson hates guys that are not available. All right? So to me, it's shaping up like Olamide Zaccheaus is going to be the wide receiver 3 to start the season. Luther Burton is probably going to be brought along slowly. He missed time in minicamp and OTAs with the injury, so it's just not been a great offseason for Luther Burton. Now, all of that could change once the season comes around and the games actually matter and Luther Burton produces. But to be able to do that, to be in a position to produce, you have to be available. All right, and I always say the best ability is availability. Luther Burton hasn't been available. Ben Johnson's not going to be a big fan of that, but hopefully that turns around sooner rather than later and we get him available. Again, just first day of training camp, so hopefully Luther Burton will be here before we know it. And finally, takeaway number 3 is Azie Trapilo took first-team reps at the left tackle spot, the biggest positional battle by far in training camp, that left tackle spot protecting Caleb Williams' blind side. It is Azie Trapilo getting the first crack at it, which tells me he is on track to be the starter because this has been the case through the offseason. All right, Braxton Jones has been cleared to return and be fully available, and that's great news for the Bears because obviously, even if Braxton isn't the starter, he's a very capable backup. And it's just, the more players you have available at that position, the better, right? And I didn't even mention Karen Amagaji. So to me, Braxton has just missed too much time to where it's going to take him a little bit to, get acclimated back into it. And I think Ben Johnson is definitely going to still have this be an open competition. I'm not saying Azie Trapilo has won the job. My prediction is that he will. That's what I've been saying all offseason, but he hasn't won it yet. But he's getting the first crack at it because he's been there. He's been the guy that's been available this whole time. So to me, Azie Trapilo starting at the left tackle spot looks like he's on track for it. I predict he will be the guy, but certainly Braxton Jones and to a lesser extent Kieran Amagaji will get their chances. All right. And so those are the three main takeaways, folks. One other thing I did want to point out, Jaylen Johnson, who we talked about in some previous videos, got placed on the NFI list. He's dealing with an injury, okay? He's going to be out for a few weeks, so he is going to miss a chunk of training camp here. Hopefully he's back before week 1. But yeah, that's obviously, bad news. But what isn't bad news is that at least it doesn't have to do with any sort of a holdout with contract negotiations or anything like that, right? I told you how he's upset about the fact that, all these cornerbacks are getting paid like $30 million a year in his contract that he signed, $19 million a year. So at least it's not about the contract. It's an injury. Hopefully it's nothing serious, but he is expected to miss a chunk of time here. And, I just need him to be ready for week 1, man. He's a veteran. We don't need him to be there for every day of training camp. So those are my 3 main takeaways plus 1. Let me know what you guys think about that. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts as always. Thanks for watching.